Hello, this is Manesh Patel from Ichimoku Trade. Today is September 22, 2015. We've got another great, fabulous trade review for you. This is more of a short-term option trade that we're looking at, and we'll go through the mindset and everything of why we're looking for short-term option trades and what we found and so forth. Okay, before we begin, let's go for a normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. We're not soliciting you but to buy or sell a particular instrument. If you do so, you're doing that at your own risk. No, none of the information can be copied or distributed without written permission from us. We are broker neutral, so we will show you variations of Thinkorswim, TradeStation, or eSignal. Today we will be showing you Thinkorswim. Here are my contact details here, where you could email us or call us at any of these office locations here. Okay, so let's go straight to the charts. Let me kind of show you what we're looking at. So first, we look at the whole market. One of the things we do in the options university is do portfolio management. So what we do is we time our stock option trades with the stock market. Okay, so in order to do that, we have to gauge what the stock market's doing. So we look at the E-mini S&P 500 futures, and we also look at the VIX products out there too. So if you look at the E-mini S&P 500 futures, you're sitting there holding this resistance level here. So yesterday we got a little upward movement here to the resistance level, which we're looking for exactly. So we will notice that the price was holding this resistance level. We're waiting for this and the VIX product to get to this resistance level and the VIX to get to a support in order for us to start looking for short opportunities. So whenever the market gets to a major resistance level, we start looking for short opportunities. If we find them, we put those trades on. If we don't, then that means it's going to have a high probability of breaking the resistance on the E-mini. The other product we also look at is the VIX. And if you look at the VIX here, and let me change time frames here. Sorry for all the lines, I'll remove them here. So what we're looking for was the VIX to sit there at the same time as the E-mini got to support or resistance level. We're looking for the VIX to sit there and get right here. So yesterday, this is a weekly chart. Believe it or not, yesterday we closed a little below that support level here. Remember, the VIX is the inverse relationship with the stock market. So the VIX goes down, stock market goes up. VIX goes up, stock market goes down. Okay, so we're looking for a timing scenario where the VIX got to its support and the E-mini S&P 500 futures got to its resistance level, and we got that perfect scenario set up yesterday. So that's why we started looking for short trades yesterday. We'll start looking for short-term trades to go short. Now we're saying short-term. Reason why is that here on the E-mini here, and let's go back to the daily time frame here. You have a lot of supports that it's going to run into on its way down. Okay, so what we're looking for is short-term plays to go down and then kind of see exactly what happens as the market goes down to its different levels. Okay, of course we're looking for the best scenario, which is where it comes and retests this pivot low, but you still have a lot of other resistances, which are right here, and there's another one right here, and so forth. So there's a lot of support on the way it's going down, so we wanted to be very cautious. Now, so what we found was Newmont mining. Okay, and we found this with our scanners online for a multiple time frame setup. Okay, so let's go through this and let's look at this here, and let's show you the trade first. So what we did was, here's Newmont Mining. We basically purchased October 15, 1650 puts yesterday. Okay, and let me show you the actual trade. This was in our student account here. So you could see that we purchased one here for 58 cents, and right now it's worth 133. Okay, notice the time we purchased this. Okay, so this was purchased at 10:12 Eastern Standard Time, so early in the morning yesterday. Okay, so if you look in the 30-minute time frame here, this was basically purchased yesterday, which was Monday, right around early in the morning here. And you could see we were right here at this resistance level right there. Okay, now in here we purchased at that point right there, and I'll explain why in just a moment too. Okay, so we're at a resistance, a red line resistance here on the 30-minute. And let me draw you a timeline too, so you can see what it looks like at other time frames here. So roughly right about here, we purchase this pretty much the instrument roughly right there. So on a 30-minute it looked like there. On a 1 hour it looked like here. Okay, and the reason why we started looking at these type of scenarios is that this is a bullish trend here. It should have sat there and held this red line support. It didn't. So it's showing you really big signs of weakness, which is exactly what we're looking for. Okay, and actually the timing was roughly right about there. Okay, so then on a 2 hour, 4 hour, let's go to the 4 hour. Here's why we're looking for a short trade. You could see here on a 4 hour here, this bleeped above the cloud here. Okay, it should have held this yellow line here. It did not hold that yellow line. So by it breaking below that yellow line, that major support, basically that was telling us this is showing signs of being bearish. So what we're looking for is short-term play, where we're at least looking for it to get to this green line, and then what we're going to do is wait to see exactly what happens, and then sit there and see if it gets down to this support level here. Okay, so that was what the 4 hour looked like. In the daily, looked like the same scenario here, held this red line here. This is the same resistance as basically the 4 hour too. So this is a multiple time frame resistance that was there right there. However, we could not take this trade off that multiple time frame resistance. Reason why is the day traders did not have the same resistance as the swing traders in long term. So as a result, we needed to see some weakness on the lower time frames where they weren't going to go bullish anymore, where they're going to give us signs of going bearish, and that's kind of what we found at that, and that's what we keyed off. So if you look at the 10-minute time frame, and let's zoom out here, you could see here that this was the multiple time frame resistance for the daily and the swing trading time frames. You can see it bleeped above there. Then what happened was we waited for this 10-minute to no longer be bearish. We looked for it to be bullish. We looked for it to be bearish. As soon as it closed below the cloud, it sat there and came and pulled back to this green line here. This green line here was a multiple time frame match to the 30-minute, and this is exactly when we basically looked at options and basically taking this short for a quick day/swing trading time frame, okay, to the green line support on the 4 hour. Luckily, what happened was this morning it gapped down, so we stayed in this trade and we basically rode it now all the way. We're riding it all the way here to this 4 hour support here. Okay, remember our first goal was to sit there and look for it to get to the green line. This morning it gapped down, so it went gap straight through that support all the way down here to our second target here, which is the best scenario for us completely. Now the question is, what do? We could sit there and take this position off right here, or we could sit there and keep this position on with a very, very tight stop by managing on the lower time frames. That's up to you guys to do. In our student account, we always take one contract to show people how they could make money off one contract, and you could even see what would happen if you enter with multiple contracts. So you got a good idea here, but this shows you quickly how we're even right now within 2 days with a high volatile scenario, how we're over 100% in profit easily with this trading scenario. Okay, if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us. Here are my contact details again. I will see you on the next trade review.